Welcome back to the channel. We've got an awesome interview for you guys today. His fight just got announced at UFC Vancouver in October. I believe it's on the 18th. We got the Bulldog himself, Bruno Silva, joining us today. You guys are starting to see a common trend here. I love my Brazilians, man. They're awesome people. They're so kind. Bruno is just another one of them that's going to solidify that. So, Bruno, thank you for seeing my DM. You got a lot of followers, man. So I appreciate you looking through the DMs and seeing my name pop up. And it's an honor to have you on here today, man. I've been watching you fight for a long time.
Thank you, Max. So honored to be here, bro. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. So we are just over 2 months out. You probably have just been training. You haven't probably started your official camp yet. So I just want to ask you, how are you and your family doing right now?
man, they doing good, man. I'm doing good too. If they're doing good, I'm doing good. They are. My whole family's in Brazil now. I was there for a while. My last training camp I did there. So now I'm back to Arizona. I was in Florida, but now I'm back to Arizona. Feels like home here. Have a kind of business here. So I'm back to Arizona. Happy, man. Everything's going good. Life is good. Nothing to complain.
That is awesome. That's always my first question I ask too, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important if you and your family are doing okay. So I'm glad
Exactly.
to hear, even with them being in Brazil, you guys have been able to stay in touch, and you guys are doing really well right now.
Word.
It's important to me whenever you guys come on here and talk about that. So that's awesome. But I just want to ask you, Bruno. We are, pretty much in the middle of August now. We did see you in the middle of the summer on the pay per view against Josh Van. Why was it so important to you to get back in the octagon this year before it ends?
Getting old, bro. I'm 35, don't want to wait, and then I got 36, 37. Times fly, so if I'm healthy, I want to fight as soon as possible, keeping, keeping activating, fighting, make some money. So, yeah, bro, the time is good. I'm healthy. Not time to lose.
And exactly what you just kind of said right there. I mean, there's no time to lose because, I mean, Park just fought 2 weeks ago in a main event at the Apex. I absolutely love this matchup for you because if you win this, you're right back in contention. So I like love this matchup. When I saw this, I was like, man, this is such a good opportunity for Bruno to just put himself back in the mix. Obviously, you've had a pretty tough strength of schedule as of recent. I think everybody knows that that's watched you. So whenever the UFC threw Park at you, why did it make sense for you?
Because they in the right time, you don't we always want good fights, but I fight anybody that everybody knows, UFC knows. That's why they like me too, because we always fight against everybody. But yeah, man, the time and also the guy, it feels like he's he's don't have that much experience like myself, have only 3 4 fights, being like 15 minutes on the UFC cage. So I know that counts, And yeah, the time is good, the opponent's good in my opinion. Everybody's tough, but I'm also tough, so let's go.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. And once again, I'm going to continue to tell you this leading up to the fight, especially, with you being on here now and becoming friends. I just love this matchup for you. I think it's such a great opportunity from the UFC to not only compete against Park, who now has a name in the UFC, but also I think this is going to be a very stacked card. A lot of guys are going to have their eyes on it, even with it not having a number. UFC 320 or 321, it's going to be a fight night, but I think the Canadians are going to show out for that. And that does lead me to my next question. Have you ever been to Canada before? If you have, what are you most excited about going back there for? If you've never been to Canada before, what are you most excited about seeing for the first time besides the fight itself?
Man, I never been to Canada, but you always hear Canada's beautiful, like so many mountains, lake, and then I hear they have like a ski there, like a very nice place to ski. I'm not sure if in that time of the year we will be able to ski, but if we're if yes, I wanna go there, and probably stay a couple more days to, travel around, see the place, like just enjoy a little bit after the fight.
That is really cool. And you mentioned skiing. I feel like not a lot of Brazilians would say that. Have you went skiing before?
Never did, man. Never ski, never snowboard. But I'm here. I'm here in Arizona, so we have a place here, like 2 hours Flagstaff. So on the winter, they have a like a yeah, they have a place there. It's huge, you know. A lot of people come from everywhere to do it. So yeah, I want to do so bad, bro. Maybe it will be this time.
Dude, that would be such an awesome place. With it being in October in Vancouver, I would assume I've never been there, but I would assume it's going to be cold enough by then to actually have
uh,
snow and have the slopes going. So, dude, you should absolutely do that. I love skiing. I have family that live up north here in the United States. It's so fun, especially for somebody like you that has good footwork. Dude, you'll catch on so easily. If you're an athlete, I tell everybody that it's so easy to pick up on skiing, and it's a blast. So, so fun too. So,
bro, it's always look easy than it is, bro. You know, you're like, oh, that's easy, and then you go to it. But I hear you. You know, always look doing like skateboard before, so
okay.
I think I will do good. We'll see.
Just don't let people if you're going with people that have skied before, do not let them tell you to go down a black diamond. Do not
Ah.
do that. The first time, do not stay away from that. Do not go down a black diamond. I learned that the hard way. So
Ah.
don't end up like me, Bruno. Don't end up
Yeah.
like me. And if they do that to you, then you let me know, and we'll have to call them out on here. But Bruno, I just want to kind of talk about your background now. Obviously, at the top of the show, I mentioned that you're Brazilian. For people that are watching this, that might not know who you are yet. Obviously, I do, and the other MMA fans that are watching this do. But how did growing up in Brazil help shape you? Inside and outside the cage, and just in life in general, man.
Man, I growing up kind of, how can I say, kind of ghetto, you know, like a ghetto part in Brazil, and then I think that's make you being through to so many crazy things, you know, and then you get used to with the adrenaline, you know, and then you just help you to be a fighter, you know. But I think deep in there, you already have a heart of a fighter, you know, but you don't know yet. That's I was like always, I was always playing sports, you know. That's why I end up being an athlete, you know. Not because I was violent, because I've always like sports, you know. Was like doing play soccer for a while, trying to be pro. That was the first dream, you know. And then I did capoeira, break dance, and then I was very good on that, you know. So I start fighting. But yeah, the way we growing up there make you tough, you know, because you've been through like crazy things, you know, like Brazil, ghetto, you know. So it's always fights. It's always some crazy shit, you know, going on. Somebody shoot somebody, fucking stab with a knife. Somebody die, and then we all, you know, kids go there to see, like, and then we grown up seeing things like that, you know. So that's like help you to be tough, you know, growing up on a tough place, and then you have so many fights, street fights, and then you're like, if I have if I fight on the cage with doctors, I'm great. You know, that's really safe. So I feel kind of like this, you know. Yeah.
Well, I do want to ask you some questions off that now, and thank you for sharing that and being so open.
Uh,
When was the first time that you were like, man, maybe I was put on this planet to fight? Like, was it a street fight that got you into that? Was it seeing something that was very intense as a young child? Like, what was the moment where you were like, I think I should probably get into fighting, and this is something I could potentially be really good at? Because obviously, you said you played other sports.
yeah. No, man, I was like, I always loved competition. If I play soccer, I growing up whole life competition, and then I was doing swimming competition, soccer, like everything that I was doing. I wanna go to competition, right? And then I was doing breakdance, capoeira, all those crazy moves, you know. And then we were watching a fight one day, and then somebody told me, if you fight, you're gonna fight with somebody the same size, you know, same way. And I was like, no, 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 nobody can beat me on the same size. I'm always fighting big guys, you know. So I was thinking like, No, fight's easy. And then I went to the gym training, bro. Got beat bad for the guys the same size of me. I was like, nah, fight is not that easy, you know. So, but I fall in love, man, with the jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, MMA. I see. I was growing up doing capoeira. We have all the belts too, you know. And
Yeah.
then when I went to jiu-jitsu, I saw all the belts, you know. I was like, I want to do that, and then right away I want to compete. You know, they first fight, amateur fight. 3 months, I already broke my nose. You know, I was not ready, but I want to fight so bad. So yeah,
Well, that is such a crazy backstory too. And I wanted to ask one more question about that, if you don't mind me asking.
I,
Do you think with kind of how you grew up and maybe compared to like other people across the world, like what age did you feel like you were already kind of an adult to where everything that you've seen and what you've been through, you were like, man, like I feel like I'm grown now. Like I'm not really a child anymore after everything I've been through. Is there a certain age that comes to your head where you're like, yeah, I'm already grown. Like this is real shit now.
yeah, man, yeah, for sure. I think when that was, I think when I was 22, you know, when that
Yeah.
was 20, I start training kind of old for MMA. I was 18, like you know, and then like I said, I started, but I was already a athlete, you know. I
Yes.
was doing so many crazy moves, and then when I went to fight, I was learning so fast. And then I'm always say they ask me, so what do you start first? I'm from the new generation. I start Muay Thai 1 week, and then training 2 weeks, and the other week MMA and Jiu Jitsu. So I'm from the new generation. I already start kind of MMA, you know, and then I start train everything, mix it up, boxing and all that, go to competitions, and then start with 18. When I was 22, I already have 7 fights, and then I was in my cities with 7 fights. I was like, man, this city is small for me. I need a big team to, if I wanna go to the UFC, I need to go to the big team, you know. And then I went to, long story short, I went to real training with the Minotauro Nogueira, Anderson Silva, the big knot, you know, so many, yeah, so many good guys. Back then, the biggest team in Brazil. So I went there. You have to do the test to train there. It's different than other gyms, you know, back then. And then I went to Rio to the test. I was training in this gym for like almost 4 years. But when I moved there, I was just turned 22. I was like, man, now I did the test. I was feeling like I will have opportunity now if I do everything right, keep winning the fights. You know, I know those guys, they have a connection with the UFC. So that's when I was like, man, now, you know, now it's a real thing. I gotta really focus on that. You know, I left my city, left everything to go to Rio. You know, it's like kind of not that far, but you know, you just go to other place. Everything's new. You don't know nobody. So that's when I felt like, bro, now you gotta. I was already working, doing everything, training, but you know, now you really have to fight. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that with us again. I mean, that was so well said. I feel like, and especially with you coming into the game later on, I feel like getting to Rio, having that opportunity to be in such a nice gym, was really just such a blessing and obviously put you to where you're at now, still being in the UFC for as long as you have. But I do want to kind of back up a little bit, Bruno. Obviously, you already answered my question I had wrote down, which was, did you play football in the past? So now I have to ask you, who's your favorite footballer of all time, and what position was your favorite to play? Because I played semi-professionally over here in the United States, and I played college over here.
Yeah. So favorite guy is man, I'm always between Ronaldinho and Ronaldo, you know, two different styles, you know. Ronaldo is a killer, Ronaldinho is a fucking show, you know, the guy's like nice style, you know. So I'm like between of those two guys, you know. And I was playing in the middle, bro. On the in the middle, we
Yeah,
call but I don't know how to call in English, bro. But the middle behind, like defense guy a little bit.
Defensive mid, the six.
Yeah, the six, and then sometimes the lateral, right? How to say on the side,
Right wing, a right wing.
Yeah, I was like really like Roberto Carlos as well. I
No,
wanna be with this guy, always running, splints like crazy. Because I'll always be fast, right? With this size, you gotta be fast. So,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Those are, ironically, those are the two positions I grew up younger playing. I was a six or a defensive mid and also played on the wing. But as I got older, I turned into a striker and then eventually got turned into a right back. So I played a lot of different positions, but that's cool that me and you both played the same positions growing up. I started as a six, playing defense in the middle because I'd hit guys, I'd win the ball, be a good distributor to my teammates. But then on the wing, I was able to use my speed and get around guys and put us in scoring chances. So I feel like you probably know exactly what I'm talking about right now, and you probably did the exact same thing. So that's really cool, man. Those are the two positions I literally played growing up. I was like probably like 15 to 18 years old. Those are the two spots I played. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and I always tell my friends, I think it was on the soccer games that I find out I have a talent for fighting
Yes.
because he's always fighting. They never respect the small guys, and then I never really scared to fight, but I got beat many times.
Well, no, I mean that's how it is. Especially here in America. A lot of people will label soccer as not a tough sport or people that are, you know, willing to hit other guys, but it's such a physical sport, man. I mean, if you play at a high level, you're playing against guys that know what you're doing. You have to know how to play physical and use your body. So,
Uh,
thank you so much for sharing that. If you don't respect soccer and you're watching this and you're a typical American, then I can't be your friend. Soccer's a sport. We're not putting on the pads like American football or some other sports that might have contact like hockey potentially. But soccer is a very tough sport. So Bruno, thank you so much for backing me up on that, brother. I appreciate it. So now I do have a cool question for you. I did think of this um, just the other night. I was like, man, this would be such a cool opportunity. Could be something that the UFC could maybe do one day. It'd be tough because guys are in and out of camp. But I wanted to ask you if there was a friendly, if Dana White had a friendly between all the Brazilian fighters in the UFC and then you had the rest of the roster in the UFC, do you think that you guys would win easily? The Brazilians.
I think so, bro. I
I
think
think you would
so.
too.
You think so? Because like Brazil is kind of different, bro. Like other countries, I think it's kind of the same too. When you travel, you see, but you don't have too many sports growing up. So everybody's playing soccer. So everybody's trying to be a pro, soccer pro first, and then okay, you didn't be a pro, you go to do something else. So everybody's know how to kick a ball, have like technical moves. It was like, man, I think so, man. I think so.
That is cool. I also agree. I think you guys would kick everybody else's ass. I mean, it's just there's a certain way Brazilians play, man. It's so beautiful to watch. So much skill on the ball. I'd love to see that one day. If Dana ever comes across this, Hunter Campbell, set that up. That could be a charity match for somebody, bring in a lot of money. I'd love to see that one day though. I'd
Oh, that will be fun, man. Yeah.
absolutely, man.
Funny at the same time.
Oh, you'd cook dudes on the wing. You'd go right by him, man. You go right by him. Imagine like a middleweight or a light heavyweight or somebody like that trying to defend you on the outside. You're just gonna go right around them. They're not gonna.
That's how- and then I feel too, man. Soccer helped me so much with fakes and all that, because that's is all about soccer. Is this? You like you fake, you go this one side, you go the other side. You're always trying to trick the guy. That's fighting, man.
That's
You're like you look down, kick up. You show your hand, punch down. Like it's kind of the same.
well,
By
yeah.
then they're not the same, but this part about fakes and trick the guy, is like, yeah.
That's a great comparison. I'm glad you brought that up. I've actually never thought about it like that, but I mean, like even me, whenever I was playing in the middle, I'd point guys off and then do a no look pass going the other way to like play somebody
Uh-huh.
behind. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's a cool way of thinking about it. That's actually so accurate now that played soccer and can see that. So that's good insight right there, Bruno. Good stuff. But I do want to ask, you are a pretty open book. You know, you've always been cool to the fans. Don't really keep too much hidden or anything like that. But is there anything that the fans don't know about Bruno Silva that they should know?
Bro, I don't even know. That's the question was like, oh, that was a good question. I don't even know. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe they know everything about me, but maybe they don't. You know, it was like I said, I was doing capoeira breakdance for a long time, so
Yeah.
I'm good at that. But I think they know that, and yeah, nothing, not anymore.
Is there anything like outside of fighting right now that you do as a hobby that maybe you don't put out like on social media a whole lot that you really enjoy doing?
Not really. I go hike sometimes. I love nature. Always try to be to the nature, but nothing that I'm like really doing. That's yeah.
Well, hiking's really exciting. That's a good one. I feel like a lot of people. I didn't know that about you, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good answer.
No, here in Arizona, man, so many nice hikings, mountains, Sedona. This place is beautiful. So yeah, depends on the place that you at. So it's nice to do it, man.
That is really cool. That is really neat too. I love that answer from you. That's dope. I see. That's something that's cool that the fans
Yeah.
know about you. That's cool to go hiking. But I do want to ask you now. We did briefly talk a little bit about this off camera, so I'm sorry if I did already spoil this. But with UFC 319 being this weekend, I wanted to ask you if you had any friends on the card or anybody that you're keeping an eye on. And I just wanted to ask you, like, for some predictions of fights that you do know on the card, especially the main event. I feel like a lot of people are saying that this is probably the best main event of the year so far. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on 319.
Man, this main event's crazy, man. I've been hearing people talking about, it's like, yeah, bro, I'm fucking love Hansa, bro. His style, his way, funny guy, I like the guy's style, so I think Hansa's gonna win, but fight's a fight, bro. So hard, the Duplessis is so fucking good, never get tired, strong. So sometimes I feels like I put all my money in Hansa, but man, the other guy is not. He's not an easy guy, man. He's awkward. He's no like, yeah. But I still think Hansam's gonna win. I want to Hansam to win. So yeah. Let me see if I have another friends here in the car. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know Carlos Pratis.
yeah,
Oh,
Carlos.
those
Carlos.
Carlos. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Carlos. I have his shirt over here from Full Violence. It's over here in my closet right now. But I love
yeah.
Carlos.
Elliot and Kai.
Yeah,
I also say Diego in a Green. So yeah, I know Jessica Andrade,
yep,
Edson Barboza also know Drakkar.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
so you're definitely probably going to be watching then. I'm a fan of both DDP and Hamzat. I haven't put any money down on the fight though because Bruno, to be honest with you, one of the main reasons I am going to this event is because I don't know what's going to happen in the main event. There are some fights in the UFC that even fans that aren't constantly watching guys train every day or watching their every step. There is sometimes where fans will know exactly what's going to happen in a fight, but with this main event, I don't think anybody is going to be highly confident that something's going to happen because they could go so many different ways. So it's very exciting. I do kind of have to agree with you though. If I had to make a pick, um, I think Hamzat will win. But the longer the fight goes, I think you'd agree with me. It probably does swing in DDP's favor with his
yeah,
experience and his cardio is probably going to be better. But Hamzat's an absolute killer. I explained it the other day whenever I went on Over the Top Talk to be a guest on their show for predictions. That if you put DDP across the octagon for me on Saturday night, and then you put Hamzat across the octagon for me on Saturday night in Chicago in front of all those people, I'd be a lot more scared of Hamzat. I think
yeah.
I'd be a really like terrified. I mean, I'd be terrified of both guys, but I'd be really, really scared of Hamzat of what he would do to me. So that was my way of putting it.
I agree. I agree.
Yes, sir. But Bruno, I have gotten to my last segment here, I guess. I just recently started doing this and I absolutely love it. I've gotten good feedback from people on it. The fighters love it too that have came on here. So this is what I call the final bell. I ask 5 questions and you got to answer this or that of which one you like more.
Yeah.
So my first one's probably the toughest one for you, but I put Arizona or Brazil.
Man, I love Arizona, but nothing's like Brazil, bro. My language, my people, my roots, you know, all the beach and oceans and the nice ass.
The
it's
Brazilian
hard
man.
it's hard to be there, bro. It's hard to be there. We're like, oh shit. If you have a money, you wanna leave it to Brazil, I think.
Love that. Love that. So you're going with Brazil on that though?
Brazil, man. Sure.
Love that. And then my next one is, do you think pineapples should be on pizza or not be on pizza?
Bro. I think not really. I eat it. I don't care, but not really. I have so many things to be on the pizza, right? So
Yes.
like, keep the pineapple away.
I agree with you on that one. I'm team no pineapple. That's me. But
uh,
my next one is, would you rather have a heavy sparring session or a light technical session?
uh, Depends on the day, bro. Because we start light and end up hard. So,
Yeah.
now I'm a little older, bro. I think I prefer a light session. But we always go hard by the end of the day. But yeah, maybe lights right now. If I was younger, I was always going hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, still
It's good
because
to get
yeah,
it's good to get a
you,
technical session and just be light and work on fundamentals though. So I love that answer from you, man. I love that
uh,
for sure.
yeah, no, but if you ask me technique or sparring, I always would choose sparring because it's more fun than just do technical shit.
Okay. Okay. So that was a tough answer. See, I feel like that one was tougher than the Brazil. I thought that Brazil and Arizona one was going to be the toughest one, but that seems like that's a close
No,
one.
this one,
So that's good.
yeah.
My next one is, would you rather take an ice bath or go in the sauna?
Sauna, bro. Ice bath hurts like a motherfucker, but yeah, I do both. But saunas, it's relaxing,
Yes.
right?
I'm with you on that one too. Ice baths are awful like the first minute you're in there, but then you can't feel anything. So I
Yeah.
guess it makes it a little bit better, but my gosh, man, it's painful. It's for sure
Yeah.
painful. My last one I got for you though, Bruno. Would you rather win in enemy territory or would you rather be the hometown hero?
Enemy territory, bro, because you're gonna be a hometown hero anyways if you're winning in on uh the opponent's territory is like is even more than your own town, like
Yes.
for me, yes.
I think that is, I kind of agree with you on that because you're going to go back to the hometown or eventually see your country after you win the fight, anyways. So I feel like if you go to enemy territory and you kind of shut everybody up and you get some booze and then go home to your country or your town, I feel like that's the best way to do it. So I also agree with you on that one, Bruno.
Yeah, bro, everybody's against you, so stays better.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, I've never experienced that, but I feel like, that has to be just like one of the best feelings in the world to go to somebody's territory where everybody's rooting them on, and then you just shut them out right there, and you get to walk out of there with a smile on your face.
Yeah, but it's crazy, bro, because in this day the crowd going back and forth, and then sometimes it was so funny, bro. On the one fight they were like, "Go Silva, go Silva." Two 30 seconds after, fuck you. I almost fuck you guys, and then after 30 seconds, love you guys. You know, you hear a little bit, it's funny, bro.
UFC fans are crazy, man. I think that's what
Uh,
makes the sport so great, though. I mean, it's insane in these arenas. I can't wait for Saturday night. I think it's gonna be rocking there too. I'm interested to see who people are gonna cheer for. But Bruno, I have gotten to my final question. I ask every single fighter this same question whenever they have a fight coming up. What's the final message that you have to the fans to tune in on October 18th to watch you compete at UFC Vancouver and get the win.
Let's go, guys. Super excited. Back to Arizona. I always been here. So, bro, I'm gonna prepare. I'm like 35, my prime right now. So I'm pushing hard. For the next fight. I think it's a good match. So I'm excited. I'm happy. Living the dream. Let's go, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all the messages and the stories today, Bruno. That was truly awesome to listen to. You're always going to be welcome on Hawk Sports, man. I'd love to probably have you back on here the week of the fight, but thank you so much. We can't wait to see you back in the octagon and do your thing. Once again, I do think that this is a great opportunity for you. I see you getting the W here, and I can't wait to watch you do your thing, man. It's a great opportunity. You're going to get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bulldog himself, Bruno Silva. Catch him October 18th in Vancouver against Park. He's going to get it done. We'll see you guys next time on Hawk Sports. Appreciate you tuning in.
Sure. Thank you, guys.